Death Watch.
Alright, so you guys had just finished fighting Trollocs, and you had made your way to the other side of the pit.
Yeah.
Wasn't there something that you wanted to do?
Oh, I was thinking about pushing dirt into the pit. But I can also just weave hardened air over it.
Okay.
So that way they can cross. Also, we might have flooding. If I did that on a river, we'd have 4 feet of flooding for like a couple miles. Because this is marshland, it might just be kind of like a general
rise to all the water.
Yeah, so.
Alright, so I'll have everybody do a search. Gotta grab some water real quick.
John, are you still using Roll20 for a dice roller?
No, I've tried to. I'd tried to make my map on it for this, but then when I got most of the way done with the first map, I went to add some water and it turned everything blue, and I couldn't delete it or change it, so I just gave up. We can though if everybody's got their
Perseverance. No, I mean I didn't want to necessarily move to it, but if you were using it, I'd just hop in there and use the dice roller too.
Figure. I'll wait for this one.
Also, if you guys want, I got chip in for food.
Yeah, I got a few bucks.
Got a few bucks too.
I don't think I have any. I gotta check. I don't know if I have any cash on me, but you put on my card.
I ain't got no cash.
Yeah, I guess
Ain't got no style.
Just your mitts.
I can't dance. I can't sing.
Alright, Adina.
19.
And Cho'Gath.
4.
Falk.
21.
And Rafe.
29.
Okay, so everybody except for Cho'Gath, you see on this side Trolloc tracks leading from the road, which has all but disappeared into the marshy ruins. They lead into the city. You are able to follow those if you would like.
Who found them first?
You all noticed them at the same time, so you're checking each other out, making sure everybody's okay, and then as you turn around, you three exclaim, "There's Trolloc tracks here!"
In that weird sort of harmony that usually takes practice.
Yes.
Anyone need healing?
Yeah, I've taken 7 damage.
Same here.
All right. I'll go around and heal him.
Okay. Yeah.
How much did you take, Travis?
7.
All right.
Do a spot check.
I think you're bleeding out. 9.
Okay. Yeah, you probably don't notice how much blood I'm losing.
Are you almost dead?
No, I'm down 15 hit points out of my 38.
Oh.
So I'm a little above half.
He lost an arm.
But
Remember, that just converts it to subdual. So
I know.
Oh, I just erased it.
Yeah, I don't bother with subdual.
Subdual is like if the game master wants to be a real bastard.
like arrows or gold weight.
Yeah. Counting ammunition in games that have bullets.
As long as I pull the string back, I have an arrow, right?
I think so.
Alright, so the city of Jara'copin seems a huge expanse of rambling ruins. Many tumbled-down walls, columns, and huge statues rise from the earth. But there's no sense of the ancient city's structure. No roads to be discerned, no buildings intact enough to even guess at their form or function. Just an endless array of groundworks. rubble and monument whose features have been shaped as much by the weather of centuries as by human hand. The land from which these ruins emerge is swampy and lightly forested. Here the ground is grassy but soft. There lie stagnant pools of black water. Midges and black flies swarm about you. Your feet leave deep footprints in the mud alongside those of those of other as those of those in there twice, sir. So your feet leave deep footprints in the mud alongside those of others who have come before you, possibly the Black Aja sisters and their Shadowspawn servants. So if you guys do want to follow the Trollot tracks, I will need 4 search checks or wilderness lore.
Are we going to try and follow him?
Yeah, I'll aid you. I got it each time.
Okay. First one, 31.
Okay.
Second one, 14.
Okay.
Third one, 29. And fourth one, 31.
Okay.
What was your highest roll?
31. Or a 19.
That was a heroic level. We could leap across a 30-foot chasm if you did that on a jump.
I
So-
couldn't do that on a jump.
The tracks take you all throughout the city. It's going to take you guys a total of 2 hours to follow them to their end point. It looks like they scoured the ruins for the artifact or a building holding the artifact. Sorry, it takes forever to scroll down in this thing. Okay, so the first 30 minutes will take you to... the first 30 minutes is going to take you to a headless statue. So a headless statue of a warrior looms from the earth, half swathed in thick vines and leaves, though buried to the thighs in the soft ground. His highest point extends some 20 paces into the air, well above the surrounding trees. He holds aloft what once must have been a sword, but its blade has long since disappeared, along with his head.
Is there any inscriptions to read?
You'd have to get closer to see.
Does anyone else just feel like it's a trap when he says that?
I'll walk up and read them.
Is this like in the middle of a square or just along a road?
So there's no real discernible roads. The land has reclaimed most of the ruins at this point.
There's just like foundations and stuff that were left.
You see some, mostly that swamp has taken over. But as you approach it, you'll need to make a reflex save.
If it's swimming again, it's better you than me.
Is this involving any of the power?
No.
Okay, I was going to say, I should be able to see it.
15.
Okay, so as you step closer to the statue, you step off the... Oh, what are those little landmass in the middle of the swamps called?
Oh, I don't know. Like an atoll? What do they call it in the swamp?
I'll Google it.
You step off the solid part or piece of land that you're on and into some of the murky water, and you start to sink.
Quicksand.
Hammocks?
Are you on your horse?
Is that what it is? A hammock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. I think we're all mounted. Or I'm leading if we're following tracks.
I would assume that you guys
leading.
are leading.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably the two of us out in front.
So yeah, leading my horse, I'll be like a statue, and I'll go up to look at it. And
Yeah, I mean, you guys do see that the tracks go off this way too, because it's not like you just are wandering by and hey, look at that statue.
So I'll stop abruptly and hold my hand back, arm rigid, fingers splayed to Falk, and be like, "Don't come any closer." I've been preparing for this moment my whole life
To not move.
to get into quicksand.
Ever since you were a little kid. Where everything is quicksand.
Or lava.
Yep.
Yep.
Or invading aliens.
Yeah. Or did a lot of that thing where you're riding in a car and you have a spot on the window that you use as like a targeting.
So you immediately sink 3 feet.
It'll be what, up to about the horse's belly?
As if you remain perfectly still, you will be pulled 1 inch per round.
So what's the setup here? I'm leading my horse. I walk into it first.
Yeah, so you step off, and then you drop into it.
Okay.
Just
and then
tell your horse to back up.
I'll make the
Your horse
backup whistle.
back up off the road or the hammock and into the other side of the swamp, and then we'll have to watch as the swamp swallows him.
Yeah, we were worried about this in Brandon's campaign too.
It's the never-ending story
All right,
all over
so-
again.
Yeah, what was the name of it for his horse?
Do a strength check for your horse,
Okay.
and anybody else who wants to aid. We'll do a strength as well.
Let's see if his horse can do it first.
I think
How far
horse
did he sink? 3 feet?
3 feet.
Nah, he's fine.
Horse got a 23.
Okay, so that will add a +2 to a strength. Or you can either do an opposed strength or you can do a swim, whichever one's higher. Just add the +2 modifier to it.
So we will do swim. I don't have a check penalty. 23, sorry.
Okay, so that will pull you out a foot.
And I went down 3 feet.
Yeah, so you'll need to make another check.
Seeing that he's still struggling, I'll get off my horse and try and help pull him up as well.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so do strength checks for both of you, and you can still do your horse if it's still helping you.
Horse did not get. It's aiding.
What did it get?
9.
Okay.
Dark one's own. Worse. No
Yeah.
aid from me.
Yeah, no, for me, I got a
Okay.
4.
I jump on his shoulder.
It's like a Three Stooges
Yeah.
scene with you two and the horse.
So Cho'Gath and I walk over and step on his shoulder to get leverage.
Horse bites Falk. Falk thinks that Cho'Gath bit him for some reason.
Punches
him
Cho'Gath.
out.
Cho'Gath thinks that it
Well.
was Rafe, so he
Rafe.
pushes him further into the sand.
Bite me, will you? So no aid from anybody. I got 20.
Okay, so you can move up another foot, and at this point you can. It'll just take you a round to get out of it.
Okay.
So
So when I get out of the quicksand, though,
I helped you.
Are we sure that they're helping you?
I don't think so.
They might be trying
This is our
to.
chance.
It might have just been awkward having 3 things trying to help him.
Well, you ought to be used to swamps since you come from Ilion, right?
Indeed. No. Never accuse me of coming from that wretched place. I'd rather be born in
So-
Sheo Ghoul itself.
go ahead and do a spot check, Rafe.
19.
So you see off to the left and behind the statue is the head. So you notice a crowned head emerged from a stagnant pool some 10 paces behind the statue. It's only the top half of the face is visible, but it emerges nearly 3 feet from the water and spattered with mud.
Does there seem to be a way I could safely get to it?
Do a search or wilderness lore.
22 search.
So you do find some tracks that lead out of the area that you just went into, and then off to the side and around. So you can get to it if you'd like to.
Okay, so I'll step out of the swamp, sinking swamp, and caution everyone else. We'll have to proceed carefully from this point forward. And I'll pick out the safe.
Better let Cho'Gath lead then.
Well, that's actually a good idea because I weigh the most, my horse.
You'll disappear so quick, we won't even know.
Boonk. To prove that I'm stronger, I'll jump into where he just was.
Quicksand's
You don't
pretty
have
vicious.
to do this, Choga.
It'll be like the lightning sands in Princess Bride.
Right.
He'll just go on.
The lightning sands didn't have to fight Wesley with a heron-marked blade,
True.
so Cho'Gath will just cut his way through the
So
quicksand.
those
you can almost say
tracks
Wesley
will lead
was the
you
blade
to
master.
Yeah.
let's see, what appears to be a great length of paved road emerges from the earth runs for perhaps 200 paces and disappears again through cracked and tilted. Or though cracked and tilted, the stonework is almost completely intact, if only for this short span. Several sets of muddy tracks walk the length of the road.
Right.
That's what it leads you to.
I think maybe it's a good idea for you to scout ahead, since we might happen upon these people at any time. I'd rather not be surprised about it.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't worry, I can feel them if they embrace the source from here.
Just don't get too far because there's Trollocs about.
Yeah, I'm gonna get down off my horse and stow my lance and pull out my boar spear
Okay.
and use it as kind of a way of testing where I'm gonna be stepping.
Okay.
Because if I'm
Yeah.
going ahead, there's no one to pull me out when I start drowning.
If Rafe points it out, and I mean, you can make a wilderness lore as well, as he has found some tracks that will continue on.
Got an 18.
Okay,
My
yeah,
wilderness
you'll
lore.
you'll be able to pick those out too. Adina, you can do well. Adina and Cho'Gath can do it intelligence.
21.
Okay.
14.
So, you guys both recognize what this road is actually what would be part of the city's defense. Is it's the wall, but it's fallen over, but it's created a nice path for you guys that you don't have to worry about being in the swamp at this point.
It appears that we're walking across the city's outer wall.
We'll do wilderness lore again for you guys at this point.
Just wilderness lore.
Or search, whichever one's higher.
18.
18?
Same.
Okay. So, you guys pick out the track of 2 human-sized footprints and perhaps a dozen Trolloc footprints. You can see where it leaves the wall and goes back into a swamp.
You want to follow him?
Of course. What could possibly go wrong?
I don't know. Hey, do we have better odds? Do you think the +2 modifier is better odds than 2 separate rolls?
What's your modifier?
The search is +10.
I think 2 separate rolls is probably better odds.
Game the system. All right.
Yeah. Technically, my search is better than the assist.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys follow the tracks for a good 20 minutes, and in front of you, a stone wall some 5 paces long and 3 tall emerges from the underbrush. It does not lean or bow, like so many of the other rubble remains in this ruin, and appears undamaged. The stone is finely carved in a pattern of vines and leaves, so delicate that if it were painted green, it would disappear into the bracken around it. At the center of the wall, the vines and brush have been cleared away. Anybody with a knowledge arcana, or even, what would that be? Wisdom? Intelligence?
Intelligence for
Yeah.
knowledge.
There's an intelligence can make the roll as well.
Knowledge intelligence?
Knowledge intelligence, yeah. Well, you can do an intelligence if you don't have arcana.
22.
Okay. So, Cho'Gath.
No.
No.
I don't know
No.
anything.
Okay. You recognize
Where
this
are we
as a
again?
waygate.
That's a waygate.
This is
Yeah, I
the
know.
Same that you guys had seen, like in Camelin.
Have you
Camelin
become
Waterways.
Even extended to Manetherin.
Yeah, that's yeah.
You become a worse and worse influence every day.
What?
And if you keep it up, I'm going to put you into those waygates.
But I missed the influence. Who did I influence?
Cho'Gath.
Not me.
Poor Cho'Gath.
With that knowledge check, you can even operate this waygate that you didn't make.
Okay. If we need to get out of here quickly and are desperate, I think I know how to open it.
Do the footprints lead up to the waygate?
Yeah, they go all around it, and it was. Well, do another check, wilderness lore or search.
This one's going to be on you. Right?
21.
Okay. No. What would you get?
I got a 12.
You still made it. It's not very difficult to follow a lot of the tracks here. It's
Okay.
Like I said, it's marshy ground, footprints sink in.
Okay.
Um,
You ever been curious?
so, yeah, you can follow the tracks where they leave the wall. What they bring you to is the body of a Trolloc lies on the ground unmoving. It does not appear to be injured. Behind it, some 4 paces back, a stone structure emerges from the earth. A dark opening leads to a chamber within.
And it's dead?
It
For sure?
appears that way, yeah.
I'll stab it
Okay.
in the throat. Coup de grace. Or,
Coup
more
de grace.
accurately, coup de grace.
Yeah, you can see when you get close enough, it's not breathing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Still,
But anyway.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's rare that you get an opportunity to coup de grace something.
That's true. I don't want to make any noise, though.
It's like a glitched body in a game. It's still going to scream when you stab it. Oh man, that freaked me out so bad.
Can we tell what killed it?
You can do a search check.
What about
Heal.
yeah, heal or medicine or something like that? I could delve it if we want to risk me channeling.
Yeah, you could do a heal.
What is my
Well, actually, do the search first because that's, yeah. So do the search and let me know what you get. Okay. Did you do one, Adina?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. Cho'Gath.
6.
Falk
23.
and Rafe.
27.
So you two find snakebite.
Kind of what I was afraid of.
Multiple snake bites. It's all over its legs.
They were in his boot.
Was this Trolloc wearing boots, or did he have like a
It's-
goat leg?
It's the
There's a snake in my
yeah,
boot.
Toy Story. Is he wearing an odd-shaped hat and a vest?
I have a string with a weird plastic circle out of his back.
It's a terangrial. Don't touch it. It emits sound.
White Tower property.
I wonder if we're going to find Buzz Lightyear Trolloc next.
All right, so the tracks lead. Well, some tracks lead into that vault. You can do another wilderness lore or track check.
So were we able to figure out whether there was footprints coming in and out of the Waygate?
It didn't look like anybody had entered that way
Okay.
gate. Because it looks like they went around, they uncovered some of the vines that were covering it, and then continued on.
Man, I bet they were mad. This was here the whole time. We could have just come right here.
Yeah. Unless Loyal and Gaul had gotten here before them and disabled the waygate.
Well, they were coming from all the way from Saldia.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely could have got a lot closer, at least.
So we're going into the vault.
We're
Where are the
doing
snakes?
a wilderness lore.
Supposed to do
Yeah,
one
you
more
can do the wilderness lore.
How do we protect ourselves from snake bites?
Don't get bit.
Fire.
What did you get,
16.
Are you
And,
Indiana Jones?
Rafe?
No, but
Just wilderness lore?
Or search.
Oh,
11.
that probably had to go in.
All right, so you can see
Travis's
see
journal.
the tracks that go into
Probably,
the
yeah.
vault. You can see tracks that come back out, and then you also see tracks that lead off.
okay. So it looks like they went in, didn't find anything. Trolloc got bit to death, and then they moved on.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's pretty straightforward.
Let's take a look what they did find in here.
Okay, let's call an exterminator too.
Are you gonna go into the vault?
We could wrap my leather loin flaps around our lower extremities.
Thought he was gonna say loincloth.
No, the special 1 power protecting leather guards I made.
I have horrible
Let's see.
news for you, Rafe.
Just in case their bodies in air and float them through.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Okay. So
I'll draw my sword.
the vault is dark. Are you gonna bring
A torch.
a torch? Okay. So it's a single dingy chamber, 10 feet wide by 12 feet long, floored in mud and puddles of stagnant water. You see dozens of snakes slithering about or coiled up menacingly.
Do they have
Do
heron
you
mark
want
blades?
to proceed? No, they don't.
I'll say there's dozens of snakes coiled menacingly.
No time for your bartery. I don't know if that's the term.
Is there anything else of interest that I can see?
No.
Well,
Just,
then,
yeah.
best to leave them alone.
Okay, so if you guys follow the tracks, this will bring you to an area where the foliage and bracken that once covered the entrance has been hacked away to reveal an arched opening. A set of sturdy stone steps descends into an underground chamber. Numerous muddy footprints descend into the darkness.
Do they come back out?
No. So as it's going down, you'll lose some of the footprints in the mud or in the darkness unless you follow. But you don't see that any have come out. It's just leading down.
Okay. I guess we can say that they went in here but didn't exit from here.
Yeah, so
They might be.
we gotta be ready.
I'll fire up another torch.
Okay. You want to continue down the stairs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where we're going.
So the stairs consist of 22 broad stone slabs that descend below ground level.
So, Cho'Gath, are you taking lead on this? Or are you still doing rear guard?
Yeah, I'll still be rear.
Okay.
Because you guys are quieter than me.
Can we proceed mounted down here?
I don't know if quiet's going to matter with us holding
You
torches.
could, and it's big enough right now.
All right, yeah, I'll take the lead.
Will our horses come down here?
I think we should leave them out here.
Yeah, they not willingly or happily in most cases.
I think we should leave them out here with Dill. Things are about to get really dangerous.
I guess we could maybe walk them a short distance away, and I can
Tie them up.
also make them invisible.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I'll do barrier to sight.
On one hand, that's a really good rear guard for us, but on the other hand, I feel like our combat capability
You know, I could leave that statue with him
It's gone
too.
without deal.
Oh, without Dill.
I'm gonna do that too, John. I'm gonna leave him one of those statues so I can check in on him.
Okay.
About how many feet do you say I need to make this barrier? What is it? We got 5 horses.
5 horses and a mule. And maybe we shouldn't leave Dill because there could be Trollocs wandering about
So
out here
would
too.
that be like 30?
So maybe the
30
safest
feet?
place for him is with us. Yeah, I'm actually going to bring Dill.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep him back with you, though.
Yeah.
But we're still leaving the horses.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll make them invisible. I can make them invisible and then also surround them with air, harden it that way. Not them, but around them.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they'll be fine if we just tie them up.
We're about Trollocs eating them.
Yeah, they could smell them. Yeah, go for it. And then raise them 20 feet into the air by their tails.
I'm gonna figure a 10-foot radius is big enough.
For what?
Making them invisible, barrier of sight. 10-foot radius or a small room.
Bill's going to have more battle scars than a seasoned veteran by the time we get out of here.
Yeah, that's true. He did.
Would you be able to do it as the 25?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do that one. Just because it's closer to that. If each takes up a 5-foot space. Right?
Yeah, but there's only 5 of them, right? So
And the mule.
That still might work because it's 10 feet this way, 10 feet that way. It's 20 foot long.
Wouldn't you miss some on that, though?
Well, then it's also width, or it's width and height.
It's a 10-foot radius.
Yeah.
And horses are 10 foot by 5 foot. So yeah, they'd fit, but it wouldn't give them much room to move around.
All right.
Well, you're going to ring them in air anyways, right? So they're not going to really be able to
that's
move around.
Too much.
Oh, okay.
Like, for the most part, air isn't really meant to do that. It's more like a flat plane, so I'd have to make like 4.
4 of them.
Do they have
Well, are
rules
you
on-
guys going to hobble them as well?
Tie them up to it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you don't leave them a whole lot of lead and get them real close together, I'd say you can do it.
I'm went to 25. We're good.
Okay. All right. So you guys head down, and yeah. So the stairs consist of 22 broad stone slabs that descend below ground level, ending in front of an ornate door. The door is made of heavy bronze and surrounded by an ornately carved arch. Beyond the bronze door is a large chamber. The room is musty and smells strong of mildew and dirt. Much of the vaulted ceiling has collapsed, but beyond the heaps of rubble, the far end of the room, is a dark opening. So here, in order to get through, you guys will need to crawl through. There's only about 3 feet of space between the rubble and the ceiling above.
Does anyone else have flashbacks to Brandon's campaign? What-
Any of the crack with the
Yeah.
spiders behind us. Oh yeah. And
That's-
then we spent a year
Yeah, it felt like a year in
worming
there.
our way through. We were sustaining ourselves on cave moss. Water trickling through. Just lay your head on one cheek and open your mouth.
It was only like, what, a day and a half that we were
Yeah.
crawling
Well,
through
That
there,
would be
but
too
still.
long.
Most of it in the dark until we hit the luminous moss or whatever it was, I think, right?
Yeah.
I believe most of us started freaking out, too,
Yeah.
causing all sorts of problems.
Well, I'll go first.
Well, you are probably the largest of us, so
Yeah.
if you can make it through, then any of the rest of us can.
Okay, so Cho'Gath had went first.
Yeah, I climbed through there first.
Okay. As you're going through, you can make a search check.
Does that note on the map say Durf G?
That's your order.
Okay. So it does say Durf G.
Well, except for the E.
14.
All right, so you, as you're going through, you see scuff marks made by Trollocs as they had climbed through previously.
Right.
Yeah. You guys won't have any trouble getting through here. There's not any checks to make. It's just a little time consuming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
like
a
half
tight
speed or something.
Yeah.
Because like I'm only 5'8", so I'm probably like doubled over. If I could probably still stand in here, not straight up, but
So as you continue in, there are no light sources other than what you bring with you. It's also not very well ventilated, so mostly it smells damp and rotten, stale. Come on. Okay, so you guys will come out in number 2, which is this corridor where the big X is. And are you just going
Don't
off of
forget.
the single torch?
I think we had two
We had
because
two.
Cho got
I have one.
You have one too?
I've
Okay.
had one.
Okay, so a long corridor stretches into the darkness. The left-hand wall has buckled, leaving big broken slabs of stone leaning in on the right-hand side to give the corridor a triangular cross-section. Cobwebs and roots dangle from the fractured ceiling and walls. You'll have to crouch to make your way through the narrow passage. The passage will run about 40 feet, and it looks like it was considerably wider, of course, once it was built, or when it was built. With the collapse, it's much narrower. You can do another search check if you want to continue looking for signs of passage.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just assuming this is the way they went.
Okay. Does anybody want to do that?
Yeah, I'll search around as we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of not really taking a whole lot of time with it, but kind of.
All right, go ahead and each area that we go into, I'll allow you guys to do one.
Okay.
15.
24.
Okay. So you can see that there are clear scuff marks and tracks in the dirty debris-strewn floor, indicating the passage of at least half dozen Trollocs. So as you make your way down the hallway, when you get about halfway, you can attempt spot checks. Cho'Gath,
20.
and Falk.
14.
Rafe?
6.
I was too focused on looking for their tracks that I didn't see them.
So Cho'Gath, did you want to do one, Adina?
If we're searching for tracks, I won't.
It's
but
not tracks, it's just
13.
Okay. So Cho'Gath and Falk, you guys see a opening in the collapsed wall. It's a large crevice between two broken slabs. It appears to lead to another narrow passageway. This does not look like a part of the worked hallway, as that still continues in front of you.
Okay.
When I see this, I'm going to kind of stop and do a little bit more of a thorough search to see if tracks go in that direction.
Okay. What'd you get?
For a search, it would be a 6. If it's a wilderness lore, it's 11.
So the tracks just continue straight.
Okay.
They don't go into that side passage.
Well, I want to go check it out in case there's somebody hiding.
Also, we're here for an item.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So as you squeeze through, a narrow opening leads to what looks like a partially collapsed passage. Roots and cobwebs block the passage, undisturbed for centuries. Getting through the passage all the way will require quite a bit of squeezing and shimmying. So if you want to go further than your head, you'll need to make an escape artist check.
Well, that disqualifies me. I'll stand guard.
Dill volunteers to go. You guys did bring him, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we going to... Well, if you can't get through, then it's probably safe to say that no Trolloc got through.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like, even when you went in there, none of the cobwebs were disturbed.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't look like any tracks actually led into there. Yeah, so he squeezes through pretty quickly, and doesn't seem to have any trouble at all with it.
Be careful.
But he does ask for a torch.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
it's okay.
In my day, we didn't ask for things like that. We just...
What do you say, mister? Please?
Thank you.
As you hear after a few moments a childish scream, and he's screaming that there's spiders everywhere.
Did we just send him to his death?
Yeah.
Nah. Poison.
Yeah, I mean,
can't
when
hurt
you
you.
look in there, and it's not just like old cobwebs, you could see some,
Yeah.
and they don't, they're not huge or anything, but there's definitely quite a few webs to push through.
Yeah.
But he does keep going, and he shouts back that it opens into another room.
What do you see?
So he says that it's a small room, but it's really tall. Says there's water in here, and more cobwebs. Says that there's something that he can't quite make out growing on the fallen rock on the floor, and the air smells really, really bad. But he does see there's a really, really big archway to the west, and it looks like there might be another one that's blocked to the south.
Well, anybody else have escape artist?
Well, can use it untrained, right?
I just have a +2.
Yeah, I'd only have a +1.
I'd have a +2.
I mean, I'll go check it out, or try to.
Yeah.
If I took my armor off at 3.
Only I had earth singing. That just caused a 5-mile radius earthquake.
Yeah.
Did you want to?
Exactly what you want when you're underground.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
6.
Stop fooling around, Ray.
So you feel that you might actually be able to get through it, but you'll need to work at it a little bit more. You can retry, or you can back out.
So I'll give it another try.
It's a good thing it's not one of those skills like Decipher Script where you
Yeah.
have to wait till you level up to try again. You're just
Go
stuck.
kill something and stay within 50 feet. 11.
Yeah, so you squeeze through that time, and it's pretty much the same thing. All the cobwebs are broken now. He was able to duck through, but you'll need to crawl through. And if you have a knowledge nature, you can even see if any of these spiders are poisonous.
Okay. 19.
Luckily, none of them are poisonous.
You don't need to worry, Dill. These are just your...
Do we hear some screaming from Rafe?
Don't
worry, Dill.
He's a bit more composed, but you do see his torch pretty clearly at the other end of that corridor. So when you get to that description, so this chamber is small but high, and in its floor is puddled in muddy water, and roots and cobwebs dangle from the fractured ceiling. White and gray lumps of some pulpy matter grow among the scattered chunks of fallen rock on the floor. The air has an especially stagnant smell. An archway is set high in the western wall. It's still some 8 feet above the floor. The second archway in the southern wall is blocked by a slab stone.
You're in the room with a ghast.
So what's growing on the floor again?
A pulpy mass.
Do another nature.
Lick it and find out.
24.
It's you think that it's some type of moss or fungus. Sorry, and you deem it to be harmless.
Well, everything's harmless in this room.
That means it's probably edible.
I'll tell Dill that if he's ever stuck in a cave and he sees this moss, you can live off it for weeks.
Now, from the map, it looks like they're coming into the room in that arched stoneway.
What's that?
They're coming into the room from that arched stoneway, right?
So they are coming in. Yeah, they are 8 feet above the floor right now.
Okay.
Well, I'll hand Dill my torch.
Okay.
I'm just going to hop down here and take a look.
Okay. So where are you gonna go from here? Do you want him to try and drop that torch down to you?
Yeah, so I'll hop down and then I'll reach up and have him hand it to me.
How
Okay.
big are you, Rafe?
6'1".
Okay, so we're about the same size.
16 stone.
Okay, I'm slightly heavier than you are, but
Do you think it factored in?
no. But just for character's sake, seeing him go through, I'll
Emboldens you?
yeah, and so I'll start working my way in to kind of back them up.
Take this rope with you,
Okay.
because if I get stuck, you can pull me through.
You come out, it's like
Okay,
you've been through
so,
a meat grinder.
Let's do your escape artist check, and then we'll.
16.
Okay, yeah. So you make it through there with some shimmying, and then you see the same thing. Deals at the end. Rafe is no longer there.
I
But
was
you
gonna
see where you
hand
can
him
push
the rope.
through.
We have a rope to help him up now.
All right. So what would you like to do down here?
Well, when I retrieve the torch from Dill, I'll hoist it up and look around the room
Okay.
to see what I can see.
So it's a worked room. You can imagine that there were most likely steps leading up to this, as that's why it's set so high. The only other thing other than the debris that's in there is the stone slab.
I'll get a closer look at that.
Okay. So who was next going to shimmy through?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a shot.
Okay.
Now I'm alone in a dark,
15.
collapsed hallway.
You're good. So yeah, you make it through as well.
I guess I got
And,
a lot with me.
Falk, did you want to hop down there too, or are you going to wait with Dill?
I'll wait until Shogat
Okay.
has
Makes
at
through.
least not been stuck in the tighter parts,
Okay.
and then tie off the rope, and start tying off the rope so I can get down in there
Okay.
with a way of getting back up.
And then Adina will allow you a check if you'd like as well.
Yeah, I'm not staying in this hallway all by myself. Well, with a dark friend. My dress is probably getting caught and stuff. I got 5.
Yeah, so you have a little
Or
bit of difficulty in doing that. We'll come back to
Are you
do
trying
another
to
one
do
for
that?
you in a moment.
That noble lady thing where you're trying not to get your dress dirty. And
Yeah.
So the south archway is blocked by a single stone slab. The stone doorway had hinges and fixtures of bronze, but these have corroded into masses of encrusted oxides. Oxides, is that right? Yeah.
Oxides.
Oxides, there you go. You think that you might be able to force it aside, though, if you want to give it a strength check.
Yeah,
Or you can try and break it down.
No, I'll try to force it, but it'll be like I kind of already know that I can't do it, so I'll just be like, "Fuck, get down here."
Do you want to try with a strength?
Sure. 14.
Not quite, as you definitely think that you could move it with 2, though. All right, Adina.
Well, can I aid? We had that rope.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So I could pull on the rope. So strength.
Yeah, I'll have yours be strength.
Dark one's luck. 15.
Okay, so add +2 to yours. Adina.
All right, 14.
You got it.
Then you can just drag the dark friend by the eye down.
Yeah. Yeah, she gets stuck
Okay.
on the first go and the second go and third. 9.
Give me a second here.
It would be awesome if the Adam got hung up on something and she actually hung herself on accident.
9 makes it.
Okay,
So how long was that?
I think that was like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
4 rounds.
So
And then she would have had assistance on some of those. I think I got a 7 on round 4, so with +2. If
okay,
there was
yeah.
an
So that
assist
would
on.
have the 9 would make it through. All right. So Falk and Cho'Gath, you guys will have basically 3 rounds unless you're going to stay next to Adina to help her.
Yeah, I'll wait until she's all the way out with the dark friend.
Okay, so you can make it over there and hop down in one go,
Okay.
and then
I'll grab onto the rope that's attached to Adina and just jump.
well, it's still the leash,
And she'll
though.
come shooting out like a bullet from a gun.
One hand less. She didn't make it, or she made it through.
No, I'll climb my way down or jump down, go help Rafe try and move the stone.
Okay, so as you make your way over to Rafe and the door, you both notice that the torch begins to diminish, the light from it.
We're running out of oxygen.
Get this door open.
Or there's a wraith nearby that's...
So it only has about half the illumination that it had before. Dill's is still fine.
Okay.
Now you guys can do your strength check if you'd like.
What's your...
+2.
So I'll aid you.
Okay.
You have my aid.
I should probably try and aid you instead.
What'd you get?
I got an 8.
So you'd have what I rolled, so we got the same.
Okay.
What'd you guys get?
12.
10.
No, 12.
Or no,
Okay,
yes.
or 12.
Oh, no, sorry.
All right. Yeah. So you'll
Yes,
need
that would be
to go again.
I'll be dusting myself off. No, Cho'Gath, go.
Yeah, I can
Go
go
help
help
them.
him.
Okay. So yeah, you can make it over
rush.
to him in the round,
Okay.
and then
Usually aid me, I'm much stronger than both of you put together. Not to brag.
10.
You almost are.
15 from me.
You got my aid.
Got my aid.
19.
all right. So with a mighty heave, you guys force the door aside. At which point the torch flares up.
And burns his face.
No, it's not an Adina type flare up. It's just air rushing back into the room.
Haven't you ever seen Backdraft?
Yeah, come on. It's a movie.
It was like
So
Get with
that leads out.
Starts crawling on the ceiling.
eyeballs are leaking down my cheeks. Popping.
So
Explode.
that leads out to a narrow corridor that has a vaulted ceiling and
Make a
muddy
note in your
floor.
diary.
A few stones fallen from the arched ceiling litter the floor, but otherwise it is intact. A constant loud roar drifts in from the southern end.
Like as from a river or a beast? Is it like a lion roar?
Give me a second. Let me...
Ruins, lions. Gotta watch out for them.
Probably made of stone.
It sounds, and Rafe picks this out, like the Camelin waterways. That type of a roar.
Must be another branch we've wandered into.
But yeah, it sounds like water rushing
Where
in.
we'd end up at this one.
It's just amplified because of the surroundings.
In the Amerlin study.
Um,
That's where this one goes.
Uh-huh.
Straight to the
All right,
Amerlin.
well, what's-
so
Uh,
she'll get through, and then you, her, and Dill can hop down and link up with these guys. You guys can do wilderness lore or your track or a search. Same with you if you'd like to, Cho'Gath.
Yeah, I mean, I'll look around.
Now I get a good roll.
8. That's what I got, so I see all things as they truly
I
are.
think you got better.
Okay, it's,
Eight's the symbol of infinity.
Fall.
30.
24.
All right, so you two see what appears to be tracks from a Trolloc, but they are moving quickly,
The track.
heading back the
Like
other
a long
direction.
stride.
Yeah, and the footprints aren't as neat as with like a step, as you can see where it kind of
smudged.
pushed
Yeah.
back.
So
But they're running down the corridor
To the south.
that direction. So yes, to the south.
I wonder why they would be running.
Trollocs are notorious cowards.
Yeah.
The rusted
Why
stone
don't we catch
door.
up to it and find out?
I'm more worried about him running from something that we're already in the room with.
Oh, like it's a gray man. I pull my sword.
I attack the darkness.
Yeah, I attack the darkness.
Okay, so when you guys get about 30 feet down, the corridor splits off to the left, and then it also continues straight where the water sound is getting louder from the direction straight in front of you.
Are the tracks continuing on south? Or do they go into the other hall?
Let me check here. The tracks continue south. It looks like they started to go into that corridor to the left. They didn't make it very far before turning around and going back out, though. It's like it's open. You can go in there. It's just looked like they turned around and went back out.
They
Can
went
you
there.
see
And
anything in there?
Not
Sugar?
these aren't the same running tracks. It looks like they walked in there, turned around, walked back out.
well, I'll take a look. My torch.
Yeah.
With your Shinar eyes.
With my Shinar and eyes.
I'll go with him.
So
I see
you got to
blue
go down
eye.
the corridor just a little bit, but it's a small room. Let's see. This small room is remarkably intact and dried. Judging from the dust and mildew on the floor and walls, it doesn't look like anyone's been in this chamber for millennia. A large stone tube extends from the ceiling in the northwest corner of the room. The tube's bottom edge is about 5 feet above the floor. A large metal grate is located in the middle of the rather high ceiling. Other than these features, the only opening is the one by which you entered the room.
Looks like they used to carry out sacrifices here. I say, and then I'll turn around and walk back.
There's a big tube.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like a
about
aqueduct sort of thing.
2 feet wide, and it extends vertically up through the ceiling. And that's what all you can see at this point, unless you want to go
Well,
through it.
I can't fit up that.
Being curious, I want to at least go and take a look, see if it leads to the outside, if I can see daylight through it or something like that.
telling you, it's a sewer pipe.
You're
gonna get
So when you go up to it,
Poop out.
you can see that it's so that
there's Trolloc on the crapper upstairs right now.
so it disappears into the ceiling, but you can also see there's a grate that is
like in the center of the ceiling. That's separate from the tube, right?
Yeah, as it looks like that's a kind of like a crawl space.
Well, how high is the ceiling?
It's 10 feet.
All right. Well, you guys want to see if we can get through that grate? I mean, we know the tracks are going the other way. But if they're still around, then they haven't found what they're looking for.
It might be kind of foolhardy to get in a situation where we're trying to get up in this grate and then have Trollocs come upon us, you know,
Yeah.
while somebody's hoisted up on a rope or something like that. You know, it'd be.
Well, I can...
Dill could probably fit through that if someone hoists him.
Oh, okay. Well, I can guard the door, and I'll be more than happy for Trollocs to show up.
All right, let's check it out.
Wouldn't mind having a second escape route if we need to either.
That's a good point.
You mean third escape route? The other is death.
Good point.
That might be an option for you. I'd rather leave that one off the
So,
table.
Cho'Gath, did you want to be... Do you want to look where that sea just came in on Justin's map?
Yeah.
Right there, or did you want to be more in this area?
There's a big JM in the way. Many big JMs. Right there. Which spot?
Well, I was just going to guard the doorway we came in at.
Okay.
So,
You put a box around that circle.
So you'll be right there.
yeah.
Okay, so how tall are you guys?
We're all
6'1"?
6'1".
6'1"? Okay, yeah, so any one of you can hoist him up.
Even Dill. It's just now, suddenly, though,
He's-
so it's a horrible...
He's only like 3 feet tall.
we're all 6'1",
Yeah,
so it's a
he's-
horrible
Oh,
growth
sorry, he's
spurt.
3 feet
Growing
1
pains,
inch.
yeah.
You can hear his tendons.
He's
like
got to have grown a little bit since we picked him up.
Probably is, but I just haven't updated him yet.
It's only been a month.
So, who's going to lift him up there?
Well, it's going to have to be Rafe or Falk. So I suggest you make the decision amongst yourselves. I don't have to make
Rafe.
every decision.
Duel
Yeah,
to
I
the
could
death.
try to lift him up there.
Okay.
I'll
So,
stay near Cho'Gath.
he says that he can't get the grate open. As if you tie some rope to it, I'll allow you guys strength checks.
Yeah, that's what I'll
Okay.
do is pass him an end of rope, or have Falk do it, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then tie it off to the grate.
Okay.
I
So-
never learned how to tie knots. Though.
Yeah, go ahead with the strength check.
Right. So, Rafe, you and I.
Sure.
What is with that?
I got a 14.
I don't even aid you.
You got 14? All right, you're good. So, yeah, it screams as it gives way. It's the rusted metal that had closed it. So he can get up there and go through the crawl space, and he pops out a few minutes later with a bundle of decaying rags in the shape of a sword.
Is it a baby?
A sword baby.
Sword baby, yeah.
Let's
He
see what
says
you
this
got.
is the only thing that was up here.
Let's take a look at it.
So it is it's a long sword. The blade of the sword is etched with the word Fordelin.
Fordelin?
Yeah, Fordelin.
Sounds like the old tongue.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? The old tongue?
It doesn't say, honestly. It just says that it's etched with the word Fordelin.
Can I
Apparently
praise
the
it?
name of a previous owner.
Does it look...
It looks in remarkably good condition for being up there, on par with Cho'Gath's sword.
Good job, Dill. This is nice
Yours is a
find.
masterwork, right?
It's a masterpiece.
Oh, sorry.
But
Yours
maybe
got masterwork.
We
No.
both have masterpiece.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, it's a masterwork longsword. I thought they had masterwork.
No.
So it dulls slightly in your hand.
Suddenly it's not.
it's not a club.
Masterpiece Club.
Yeah, we
So
didn't have
he
any.
says that he thinks he could make it up through the tube as well, but I mean, you guys don't know where that goes.
Well, if you want to try it.
I think I'm having flashbacks when we did this.
What was at the end of the tube, Chris?
Oh,
It was nothing.
Can't metagame it.
Yeah, I know.
Now he gets stuck. Never mind. All right, let's see if we can get him out of there.
Is he going to fall?
Pretty much.
How far up is it?
He's about 10 feet.
That's not that bad.
You might need to pull him out because
He's only good on a horse with a bow, it appears.
Try a different D20 for crying out loud. There we go.
no.
No.
So yeah, after about a minute,
Yeah, he's
of
like
him
this is
struggling.
like 5 minutes in.
I'm gonna.
There
help-
you go. You got it.
You had to give him double advantage.
4 times the advantage. It was yeah.
Odd advantage.
So he would get it after about 3.5 minutes by himself.
So after about a minute, I'll help Rafe get up far enough that he can tie a rope to his legs and
Okay.
Legs
will
kicking.
assist in.
Yeah.
I guess I'll
Pulling
get
him out
ready
of
to
the tube,
grab
like-
him so he doesn't fall.
Okay.
With the power, I'll...
Like who was that? Augustus Gloop that got stuck in the tube in Willy Wonka.
Yeah, so you guys can pull him out in pretty short order, which then will trigger Atina's air action.
let's see. He can't be that heavy. He can't be,
No, he's not.
like what? 40 pounds? 30 pounds?
80 pounds.
80?
Yeah.
We need to starve him some more.
How old was he when we first found him?
He's 5 or 10. Sorry,
Five.
What have
I
we
was
done?
looking at something else. Yeah, he's 10.
Slaughtering
5-year-old.
people with it.
Yeah, 5-year-old.
It's been almost a year for us.
Just
at
about.
least since we got him.
Yeah, he'll have grown a bit since then, but
Yeah, so I'll grab him out of the air.
for right now, we'll just say that he's a late bloomer. So as soon as you guys are
Oh, that's right. He's
done
starved.
with this session, he'll shoot up, and then he'll be 6'1", and
Yeah.
He'll just suddenly eat all our rations
Yeah.
and be giant.
All right.
Hey,
well,
guys.
let's keep moving.
Okay, so let's see. You'd go back out through the corridor into corridor 6. Oh. And then, so it'll go around and then curve, and you guys will end up here in room 8, which this is where the water is loudest. So the sound of water is almost deafening in this chamber, which looks more like a small cave than it does a room. 2 of its walls are finished masonry, severely eroded by the passage of time, while the other 2 are natural rock. A torrent of water pours into the room through a rent in the ceiling, splashing into a pool in the corner. So the water falls about 5 feet wide, and the pool looks about 3 feet deep. And you guys can do spot checks here and search and track as well. Adina
8.
and Cho'Gath,
22.
Falk.
I did a 9 search and an 18 track.
And Rafe.
22 spot and 18 search.
All right, so Cho'Gath and Rafe, you guys see numerous Trolloc and human tracks all around the edge of the pool. Falk and Rafe, you find tracks leading through both the short vaulted passage that would be... Which way?
Should I gift that long sword to Dill? Just let him keep it.
It's too big for him.
Is that...
Yeah, he could wield it two-handed, I guess.
Yeah, it could be like a bastard sword for him. Yeah, if you're not going to use it.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if I have proficiency
So,
with it.
where the heck?
Thought you had armsman.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I picked up all those.
Ding. Ring, ring, ring.
Because you trained me. Yeah, I'll let him have it, though. As we're walking along, I'll take Dill aside. Well, you found it. I guess it's yours.
That doesn't make any sense.
I was playing English.
No,
Listen
sorry.
up, Dill.
It's saying that you find tracks leading to an area that you haven't even got to yet.
That's why we'd follow the tracks there, right?
Yeah, but it's not for a ways. So yeah, you see tracks leading out to the south.
Are they coming in?
You also see
must be coming in
they're
from the
they're
north.
coming in from the north.
And then we find tracks leading out, to 9.
Yeah. You can also see that it looks like the rent through which the water pours is actually big enough to be entered. You also see a large gap in the bottom of the pool into which the water drains. Looks too narrow for a human to fit through, though.
It's a good thing we have
So
a child.
So you can either go up through 8A or down to 9.
I think we should follow where the tracks go. In that
I want to at
passage.
least go and put the torch into that room to the north where the Trolloc tracks came from.
Was it 3?
Number 3.
Yeah, because right now all we know how to get back out is to go back through that room where we'll have to climb up to that ledge and then back through the...
So what you see is on the opposite side, there's steps leading down into a large square chamber with a high ceiling supported by columns in each corner. The floor of the chamber is invisible beneath a pool of black, scummy water. It's impossible to tell at a glance how deep the water is. It might be deeper than a man is tall, or could be mere inches. In the center of the room, a dais-like platform of stone raises 3 feet out of the water. An arched opening is where you just came through. Okay, so you came in through the arched opening. Although the room is not collapsed, there are deep cracks and crevices among the masonry of the walls, columns, and ceiling. Muddy roots and spiderwebs trail from the ceiling like grasping tendrils. A dull roar, perhaps the rushing water, reaches out to you from behind.
I'll take my sword and kind of see
Do-
how deep it goes into the water.
You have a bad track record with sticking your hand in water.
Yeah, that's why I'm not sticking my hand in there.
Yeah, but if it's deep enough, eventually your
Do
hand
a
will
spot
go.
check.
Snakes.
And here's where something bad happens.
Just don't drink the water.
Spot 21.
So you see on the dais there are 3 snakes. You can do knowledge nature.
Okay. 9.
You can't tell whether or not they're poisonous. When you stick that into the water, it's right there. It seems like it's knee deep. But as soon as when you drive it down, it does that where it kind of like shoots off to the side. Not from any current. Just there's nothing to like when you hit it. The floor is slimy, right?
Okay.
So it can't quite get purchase.
Hard and slimy, yeah.
Okay.
Just shoot the snakes.
I don't know if I have that kind of accuracy.
But I mean, as long as it looks like you guys could use this to get back through, though.
If we get a flame over there, Adina could
Burn 'em.
Well, technically I could do it without a flame. It just takes a little bit longer.
Conflagration
top.
for 3 snakes.
What was that, just?
We always toss a torch over there.
Yeah, but like I
Start
said,
it.
we don't need to. Like, it just takes a couple of rounds. You don't want it
So-
to take a couple of rounds, do you?
Would you guys want to go up through the, what would it be, the sluice, I think it's called?
My vote was
Or
to
the
go where the
staircase
tracks were
behind the
going.
waterfall?
That's where the tracks go, right?
Yeah, they go into the water there.
Yeah, that's where I think we should go.
Okay. So,
Are we about to get another map piece?
yes.
You should really.
This map is sideways.
Things went
So-
sideways.
Yeah. You guys came in from the north, though, heading south. You're at you're entering the stairs. Ow!
You okay, John?
Stabbed my hand with a pencil.
Oh.
Lead poisoning.
Probably, knowing this lead.
You gonna die.
All right, so the steps here are worn. You will need to make balance checks to move, and you will move at half speed.
I'll take a 20.
You can't because risk of failure is decapitation.
Oh, okay.
So we'll start with Adina.
Oh, why?
Well, who's in the lead? Sorry, Cho'Gath still?
Me.
Start with Cho'Gath.
40.
Success.
Is there any way to make this easier?
Once someone gets down, you could use rope.
How is rope going down going to help me out
Well,
of
you
this?
guys can,
Make like a little
Wouldn't we-
kind of
zip line
like a
sort of
little.
thing.
Are we going down or
right
up?
handhold down?
Wouldn't we attach it
Is there anything up
at
here
the
to
top
attach
of the
a rope
stairs?
Yeah.
to?
So once one person gets down, they can attach a rope down below. Someone would really have to hold on to it from the top.
There's nothing up here to tie it to?
No.
Okay.
So it'd make it easy for the majority of you.
Well, I fall.
Oh, what did you get?
A 7.
Okay. So you don't fall, but you will need to pause for a round to regain balance.
Bust out the rope. We can. I can.
Yeah, let's
Lock it up here.
rethink it. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
What are we doing?
I'm gonna harden air on one end of the rope.
Okay. And do you guys want to use everybody else that's up there to kind of like feed out line to the person going down?
Well, the person
Or-
going down can have the rope with him.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I'm
Just
saying.
let
is-
go as he
Yeah.
goes down.
Okay. So yeah, I'll give you. Well, I'll adjust the check because it's not that it's just worn and smooth. There's water going down it
Right.
too. So who would like to go down first?
All right.
See if I can stop the current.
You
If-
probably could for a while with air.
If
Yeah, I guess that's one way. Yeah.
I'll go down.
yeah, if the rope is stuck there, then you just sit down and slide. Control your speed by holding on the rope.
What kind of check though was it though? I missed that.
It's a balance check.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go down. 18.
Yeah. So
Yeah. If you want, I can
you can go
try to halt the water
half
too.
speed down it, and you need to go a total of 40 feet. So
So how big is this area behind us?
behind you is the waterfall,
But there's no
and
we're not entering into like a cavern or a tunnel type thing.
you're going into a worked, finished area.
All right. So if there's a ceiling, would you say like a castle gate is about the smaller or larger than the area we're entering into?
Probably larger because
Let's see what we
it's
got
not
here.
a super wide opening.
Let's see what we got here. All right. So we're at the top of 9, right? Where are we?
Yeah.
And we're heading down towards 10.
Yep.
So how big is the area on 9?
So
Like wide and tall or something like that? Because I can just create a big thing of hardened air. We'll stick the rope in there, and it should also hopefully cut the water off. And so then we don't gotta.
it's about 5 feet wide
Okay.
and tall.
We
And
might
it doesn't say height on it, but it's well. Let's see if I can.
Well, we just need it tall enough to hopefully where the water isn't going to go over it. Where the hell?
Yeah, the majority of the water is going into that pool that you guys had crossed through, and then draining through the floor. So think of this like a really shallow point in a creek.
All right. So I'll do a.
And I mean, it does have the slime over the stairway as well, which is just that's why it's adding everything combined.
Second level weave on it.
Okay.
So it's 5 feet by 5 feet, essentially. That should be enough to at least halt the flow of water.
All right. Do one more, and you should be able to make it down.
21.
Yeah. All right. So again, I'm going to adjust the balance check to it. It's everybody should be able to make it fairly easy at this point.
Well, it depends, like, on how bad the failure is, because if I lose
Well, you
concentration on
can't-
my
at
way
this point,
down...
you can't fall enough, or you can't fail enough to fall.
Okay.
So, do you want to go do yours again, Shogoth?
Sure.
Okay. 'Cause you're looking at a DC 4 at this point.
8,
Okay, so you'll need to make one more to make it the rest of the way down.
19.
You're good. And then Dill makes it down.
Then I'll be the last one to go.
Okay, so Adina, you and Slave Girl are next.
All right. Okay. And she got a 9, I think.
Okay. So we'll just need one more, because it's just 2 checks to go down.
Okay.
All right. And then Falk.
14
Okay.
and 19.
Okay. So yeah, you all make it down successfully. And then did you want to release the rope or leave it for you guys to go back up?
I'm going to leave it for now. I haven't tied it off yet,
Okay.
but
So you guys make it out into room 10. So this octagon-shaped room features 4 entrances. One leads up the worn staircase. The roar of water echoes down it. Opposite it, and to the east, vaulted passageways lead into darkness. The remaining opening is on the western side. Its passage appears to dead end in a pile of rubble just a few paces in. Floor is covered in a layer of mud and puddles. There are obvious tracks in the mud. The tracks run in and out of each of the entrances. They're both human and Trolloc. The corridors leading from the room are vaulted, and numerous cobwebs hang in both corridors, especially the southern one that would lead down to Area 12. So which way would you like to go? So from where you guys are to your right, after just coming down the stairs, is rubble strewn and looks like it dead ends. Left is open and forward is open.
There's no sign of passage we can follow.
There's tons of tracks leading in and out of each of the entryways. You do notice, it says that numerous cobwebs hang in both corridors, especially the southern one leading to Area 12.
So it's more. So if we go east, it's more.
So east would be where it
There
is
was
open.
less passage.
There's less cobwebs in this passage.
I'll lift my torch and point at the east passage and say this way.
Okay. So you'll go down a corridor that turns south and then back to the east. When you enter this room, as it's a round room, about 15 feet across and largely intact, 3 vaulted passageways exit the chamber, in addition to the one in which you entered. All appear to be blocked by collapsed debris. The air here has a still, stagnant feel, and the sounds of your movement and conversation seem muted in the small, dark space. I'll have everybody do a listen.
Thank you, Brandon.
Wake up.
Mine was about to settle on a 2, and then your dice hit the table and shifted what it was going to be.
All right,
20?
Adina
Yeah,
Nice.
5.
and Cho'Gath,
19.
Falk
30.
and Rafe.
9.
All right, so Dill, Cho'Gath, and Falk, you hear the sound of water dripping. It seems to be coming from the southern passage, which is not completely blocked. You can do a search as well. Cho'Gath
18.
and Falk.
17.
All right, you both can tell that someone has worked at expanding the opening and perhaps crawled through it. Trolloc tracks are visible in the debris. The opening is big enough for a large person to wiggle through. So that would be going down into 11A.
Okay. I think I'll work my way through this one, see if I can get through.
Okay.
Looks like we're going on, so I guess no reason for me to keep holding. Well, I'll tie off the weave and catch up to you guys, I guess. If you're just going to start getting that light growing dimmer and dimmer.
All right, so the tiny passage is choked with tumbled down stone and rubble, far too small to walk through. Even at a crouch, you'll have to crawl. Giant slabs of stone and earth press in from each side, while the uneven floor of broken rock bites at hands and knees. The passage snakes upward and down, and left to right, requiring some maneuvering to navigate around large tumbled slabs, and cutting off view of the chamber behind after just a few paces.
Okay.
After you get about 10 feet in, do a reflex.
11.
Okay, so the rubble starts to slope downward and is somewhat loose. As you're continuing through, it starts to slide down and takes you with it. It doesn't deal any damage. Let's see. I'm not seeing it. The pit. That's why.
Is that 11B
Yeah.
that I'm going and sliding down into?
Yeah, so that area is, let's see, a 10-foot wide round shaft descends from a partially collapsed ceiling to the inky surface of water some 20 feet below. Other than the narrow crawlway from the round chamber, which enters the shaft via an arched window-like opening just below the ceiling, there does not appear to be any other entrance. A rusted iron ring is set into the ceiling's stone a few feet from the passageway. The water has a black, oily surface that seems to dampen the action of waves. Tendrils of some slimy material trail along the surface like tentacles.
That's what I'm falling into.
Yep. So you fell 20 feet into that water pit.
Okay.
Is it the 11B? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The water is stagnant and unpleasant, and extremely deep. You need to do a swim check.
At least this time I don't have all my equipment on my back.
How heavy are you?
140 or 170. Although probably more with my armor and sword. Swim is a 15.
Okay, so you can stay above. So you'll need to do a swim check every round that you're in here. You can also attempt a climb, but the walls are very smooth and coated with the slimy substance.
Yeah, I'll call up and see if I can get someone to respond. Say,
So everybody in 11 can do a listen.
Me too. Why you roll like I do, bro?
Adina,
4.
Choga,
4.
14.
okay, and Dill got an 11. So, you, Cho'Gath, and Rafe, you hear Falk shouting,
I and Hole.
yeah, they probably heard me give some sort of a "oh crap" as I fell down into the
Sploosh.
pit, and then a splash, and I need help.
A splash.
Be careful.
or a Sploosh.
I'll scramble in there.
With the description of the water,
Cautiously.
it might have been more like a thunk.
do you have rope on you?
I do.
Okay. So,
As I'm trying to tread water, I'll yell back up, "Be careful! The ground is slippery."
yes, considerably more rubble has been pushed out of the way or taken down into this pit. You'll still need to make a reflex.
18.
Good. All right. So you see, about 20 feet down, he's in there in the water. There's a ring that's near the top where you are. If you would like to, you could loop your rope through.
I will. And I'll feed it out just before it touches the water.
Is that way your rope doesn't get dirty?
And I'll tell him not to get it there because it is, of course, a silk rope.
Okay. How much do you weigh with all your gear?
Probably about 200. I weigh 170, then I've got leather armor and my sword on me. So that's why. So about
All right.
190.
So yeah, you can get well, you got two options. You can either try and climb up the rope, or you can have Rafe hoist you out.
So while he's doing that, what does an 8 swim check give me?
So you'll be able to get a hold of the rope, and you can hold yourself where
Okay.
you are. Rafe, you also have a couple options, which is either stay there and try and get him up by yourself, or back out and get help with pulling the rope.
Suppose first I'll try and climb using the rope for help.
Okay, go ahead and do a climb.
Oh, nice. 19.
Okay, so you'll move half speed.
So most of the way up.
Okay. Yeah, so he starts hoisting himself out, Rafe.
Okay.
You'll just need to go back. There isn't
Room for two people.
Yeah,
there.
room for two people there. All right. Go ahead and do a reflex to get back out.
22.
Good. All right, and then another climb.
18.
Okay. So pretty short order. You can get back up to where you were, and then it'll just be a reflex to get out. You can continue to use the rope.
I'm going to continue to
Okay.
use her. 12.
You're good.
Okay.
All right, so Rafe rescues Falk from certain death. There was nothing that you saw that would lead you out of that pit.
Dead end.
How thoroughly did you search? Go back in the pit.
Take a 20.
If you want to tie a rope to me, I'll go back in.
So the only way left to you guys,
Back to 10 and south.
yep, is into 12.
Well, I'll go back to 11 and hold my torch up, heading to 10 and say, this way.
Okay. So as you enter there, this huge rectangular chamber is at least 12 paces wide and half again that in length. Overhead, a high ceiling is shrouded in cobwebs and the darkness of ages. Some 20 feet below you, the broken and uneven floor is pooled in patches of stagnant black water. At your level, a ledge runs around the room, connecting your arched portal with three others like it. One further along your wall, and two others set into the wall opposite. Some vast shifting of the earth has rent giant crevices in the walls and left the ceiling and floor split and uneven. Many gaps exist between the large building stones, some big enough to put your fist in, others big enough perhaps to crawl through. The stones of the ceiling bulge dangerously at several points, as if on the verge of collapse. The ledge, too, is uneven and partially collapsed along the western wall. So the ledge is about 2 feet wide, and it runs the entire circumference of the room. So you guys can either try and navigate the ledge or hop down, or
Should we try to shimmy along to the
Adina
closest?
your way out.
Bellfire? Fire?
Yes, fire.
Is that Cho'Gath option 3?
How hot would I need to make the fire in order to melt the stone so we can create a pathway?
Doesn't it give rules for?
I don't think so. So the ledge just requires what? A balance, or are we just moving slow?
That will be a balance, and you'll move half speed.
I could probably make a bridge across for us.
Okay.
And we could just go straight across to 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you willing to walk across an invisible bridge of the power, Justin?
I don't know. I was thinking on that.
I'll stab him if he doesn't.
I'll heal him after Cho'Gath stabs him.
Get moving.
Just a slow stab right in his back.
Gently slides his ship.
That was probably the worst imagery I ever came up.
I liked the reaction around the outpost, though. When
Yeah. It's not very often you can make an entire zone go quiet.
Oddly, often enough with old Justin.
Yeah.
We could scatter some dust or something across it before he gets a look at what's going on. Make it look like a walkway.
Well, how long would it take you to actually make that?
technically, it'd be like 2 rounds.
Because I might start trying to shimmy my way around as you guys are looking at it.
But out of combat, it'd probably be like essentially around like 5 seconds or something.
Yeah.
Because I'll have to multi-weave it.
Have you sensed any channeling down here?
Um,
Dun dun dun.
You've been sensing it the whole time.
Yeah, that would change things greatly for what I've been doing.
you had off and on.
Yeah.
Shimmy it is.
When you were mainly, it was when you guys weren't in here though. So when you were still outside,
Felt it from below somewhere.
yeah.
That would have changed a bunch of stuff I've been doing.
Too late now.
Yep. Only one way forward. Create fire. Firestorm.
Well, if you guys close some of the doors, you could suck all the oxygen out of the room too. Just suffocate everybody.
That's assuming there's not another way out.
The only way out is in.
The only way out
Well-
is through.
The only way back is forward.
Exactly.
So you want to create a air bridge to straight across?
Can you make it rainbow colored?
No.
Lame.
Yeah. It's actually 2 bridges because I can make it 25 feet
When do they teach
long,
you that at the White Tower?
and I think I'm just shy of reaching
Rainbow
the other
bridge.
side.
Yeah, it looks like it's like 35 or 40 feet across.
Yeah, it'd be right around, we'll call it 40.
Yeah. So 2 air bridges, and they're 5 feet wide.
Okay. So,
And the second one gets made a little bit later on because I think I can actually reach the other side.
are there any rules in there about walking along it, or is it pretty simple?
For me, it's obvious.
Yeah.
Not mostly talks about using hardener to like suffocate things.
Okay. How wide is it?
5 feet.
5 feet?
So, like Travis was saying, we could try to scatter some dust on it, or
I also have a piece of chalk.
I don't know if you could draw on it. Maybe.
here.
I thought he was just going to like put it down on it. Just like piece of chalk here, walk along the chalk.
But I'll tie them off so they remain there, I guess,
Okay.
for a couple days.
As you guys could also probably take some rope and just lay it across.
But this
On
is
top
our
of
moment
it.
to do the
I'm going to lay
Indiana
down
Jones
flat on it.
And shimmy.
Yeah, and feel where the edges are so I can tell exactly where they are.
Earthworm crawl across.
And just
Okay.
kind of slowly shimmy my way across.
Just walk straight, Volk.
Wait till he's halfway across and flip it. Invert it.
Not a bad idea.
But yeah,
You better work quick before the power runs out.
I'll
you
start
guys-
shimmying. this
You guys
faster.
can make it across without any issues, other than personal
Mental
issues.
anguish.
Yeah. But after all of you are crossed, you're into room 15. So this large chamber with many deep recessed alcoves has suffered great damage over the years. With great sections of the ceiling having collapsed throughout the room and within the alcoves. Set on low daises are large stone boxes, ornately carved. One box has been broken open by collapsed debris. A sparkle of gold catches your torchlight.
Check you were first through.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I was saying I was the first through.
Okay, so that's what you see.
Okay.
As you see in the room, there are a total of 3 exposed large ornate stone boxes.
I'll do a spot to see if there's anyone else in here or any snakes or anything of any danger.
Okay.
20. 17, sorry.
You don't see any danger.
Okay. It's perfectly safe. Everyone come in. Well, let's each of the 3 of us take one of the boxes and kick it open on 3.
Triggering all the traps at one time. Chunky salsa.
Well,
effect.
some of the the traps will counteract each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because only one trap can go off at one time.
Mm-hmm.
It's physics.
Simple physics.
Two traps can't be in the same space. Same time.
Yeah, they completely negate each other.
Yeah, 'cause it's-
backwards through time.
Because of string theory, which is even more relevant in the Wheel of Time.
Yeah,
Of the pattern.
all the threads. Yeah.
As you go further in, if you are continuing further in,
Yeah, we're splitting up to go.
okay.
Peer into these
So
boxes.
you see 3 half-buried boxes as well in the room.
Well,
Cho'Gath will take the first one.
yeah.
Falk will take the
Of
second
the,
one.
Completely
The open-
exposed.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're exposed.
So do a search.
I'll sit securely behind something.
Okay.
14.
Okay, so you find in your box a masterpiece dagger in a gold and silver sheath.
He just auto appraises.
Well, that's exactly what
Hero
it
of
says.
legend.
Yeah. It says masterpiece on the
Yeah.
sheet. It's got
I
a
wonder
It's
tag.
got a tag on it.
I wonder if that's how Link does it,
from-
right? He holds it up and it immediately auto appraises for him. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll hold it up and say, I found a cheese knife.
Falk.
I'll take the next closest one that's exposed.
Okay.
23 search.
You find a gem, large gem.
I'll comment that maybe this was the treasury.
Inside, on that one, you also find the remains of ornate robes and garments.
So like just worn out clothes.
You can't see any, or you don't find any like bones or anything, but it looks like they were laid out as if someone would have been wearing them.
I'll draw them out and kind of look at them.
As they're tatters now, but they used to be very, very fine.
Do they still function as if they're fine clothes? You could just wear the tatters.
They're gonna be rags. Rafe.
I got a 22.
All right, you find 2 large gems.
Stick my tongue out at Falk.
And you find in yours the same type of clothing, robes. You also find a jawbone.
Ooh. Put it in my back pocket.
So, if you guys are looking at the map here, really small where it says 15A, B, C, and D, those are the half-buried ones. If you want to mess around with those.
Yeah, I'm going to dig it out. Starting
Okay.
with B.
You're going to start with B.
Yeah, pull it out of the ground.
All right, so yeah, you'll have to dig it a little bit. You do find
Change into your wolf form.
numerous Trolloc prints, as well as those of 2 humans.
Underground?
No,
Around
around the half-buried boxes.
Oh, okay.
What was your search?
Nothing. It's 4.
There's nothing in this chest.
I can't see the
Well,
chest.
you went to uncover it, but you accidentally covered it and lost it.
Where'd it go?
No.
Oh, man.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. That was the wrong thing for the search. As the contents of this one are intact. You find 17 semi-precious stones and a ceremonial dagger inlaid with gold. Does anybody else want to?
Yeah, I'll move on to, was it 15A?
15A.
Yeah, the one kind of closer to the doorway we came in.
So this one has fractured under the weight of earlier cave-ins, leaving a large crack in the side. You may make a dexterity check.
Okay. 4.
Not very dexterous.
Not at that moment.
If you want to, you can also spend some time digging it out.
That's what I'll have to do then.
Okay. So inside, you'll find a heavy gold bracelet encrusted with gemstones, a large emerald, and a suit of full mail. Though tarnished, it is still intact.
Full mail.
Rafe, did you want to go to another one?
Yes.
Which one?
I will move to the closest one from where I was.
That would be, what, C?
Okay. What do you need to search?
No, you'll just need to spend a bit of time digging it out.
Okay.
So, let's see. Alright, so after digging, you open this one, you find a longsword and a silver and gold pendant studded with blue sapphires.
Their longsword.
Because this longsword looks old, but is still in very serviceable condition.
Give it to me.
I'll pass it off to Joga. And you crept up behind me without me noticing. And just right behind me. Give it to me.
My precious.
There's one more.
Yeah, well, that's what I'll go to, because I was done with mine before they were done with theirs.
Okay. So, after digging this one out, you find a silver comb set with polished coral,
Comb.
a gold woman's ring with a deep red ruby, and 14 semi-precious stones.
Okay, I'll take the combs and the woman's ring and give it to Adina.
Okay.
I'm not going to use it. Combs.
Hair.
I just have a top knot.
So does this full mail fit me?
Sure. Doesn't say what it's built for, but it's built for a human.
Made for
Right.
a medium-sized creature.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's serviceable.
So yeah, after examining it, I'll try on a few pieces.
What are you wearing right now?
Right now, I'm just wearing leather armor.
Okay. So
Was it we got 10 minutes about to burn? 5 if you're only trying half of it, maybe?
this will it does fit you, not snugly, right? But it could do with some taking in
Okay.
in a couple areas. But it'll be. What does Masterwork give you? A +1?
I think it just reduces the
Or
dex,
reduce the- yeah,
dex
so-
penalty.
That's what it will.
It's a good thing you don't have to have the plate stretcher brought in.
That was one of the best jokes in that series.
I never found it that funny. What series are you talking about?
So your armor check
Game of
penalties are reduced by 1. You also gain a +1 circumstance bonus to reputation while wearing it.
Is it because all the spiders and slugs that ooze out from the unwashed plate?
It is a very fine
Was it
piece.
plate mail or
made
chain mail?
Chain.
Oh,
Well,
It said full
full
mail,
full mail.
but
Full
that's
mail.
not in.
Let me check.
Because there's full mail, and then there's full plate, and then there's plate and mail. If it's full mail, I'll wear it. If it's full plate, then I'll see if Cho'Gath wants it.
It says a suit of full mail.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a full mail.
Yeah.
And you had given the sword to Cho'Gath?
Well, I wouldn't call it given, but he's got it, yeah.
possession is 9/10 of the law.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have it now.
It's in my inventory.
That ceremonial dagger, does it look functional or just meant to
Yeah.
look pretty?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
trade
it
to you.
definitely looks functional.
I'll trade it to you for that sword. Fair trade.
No, I have no problem with you having the sword.
I don't want the ceremonial dagger.
Why I have one as well?
No,
Now
I
you
just...
have 2.
Oh, you
Dual wielding?
You got a dagger too?
Yeah.
Fine, I'm not getting it.
Well, no, yours is ceremonial. His wasn't.
Mine was
Masterwork.
masterpiece.
Yeah.
Fine, I can sell it for cash. Or keep it. I should have a dagger.
It's still functional.
Are any of the things that Cho'Gath gave me perhaps a key to the most powerful female Sa'angreal in existence?
No.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. Do you have to be touching something to figure out if it's...
I think that should be a percentile roll to determine if that is an access key.
Oh, percentile roll.
5% chance.
I don't know. What do you figure for discovering if something is like an ongriel or terongriel, though?
I don't
Arcana?
know. That's a good question. It seemed like they all knew it if they got a hold of it, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I remember.
They
Kind
just
of like
don't
a
know what it does.
resonating with your own power. Yeah, and then it seemed like it was trial and error to determine what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Unless you
knew-
were like Elaine or something, right? Then she got a little bit quicker.
yeah,
Whereas before,
she had the talents or whatever.
yeah.
They knew the difference between the ongriel and the terongriel, like right, or even saw ongriel. I think they just kind of knew that when they handled it. Oh, this is what this is.
So can't you guys just hurry up and find
The
an access key?
Got it. Oh, mail one. Sorry.
Man, what a way to find out you're a male channeler. Accidentally find the access key and blow up a mountain or two.
So that dagger is +2 bonus to attack rolls, and you gain a +2 circumstance bonus to reputation.
It's like mine and Cho'Gath's masterpiece weapons.
Yeah.
That's the dagger that
That I
Cho'Gath
have,
found. Yeah. The ceremonial one is just a ceremonial dagger.
Yeah, so just take the masterpiece to exchange for the sword. I don't want it anyway.
Okay.
Daggers are for,
Cut purses and
smaller people.
We'll take that to mean daggers should be used to kill smaller people.
Yeah.
dill.
Is there a way for you to tell if
But like if a weapon's power rod or something?
yeah, just anything that's made with the power.
I think for that it'd probably be like a delve or something. For weapons.
It's easy. You just say something about it catches your eye, and you want to take a picture of it.
It's glowing.
But I think if you want to put a game thing to it, like right now, it'd probably be appraise or knowledge arcana check to determine if anything.
I'll allow you to do the knowledge arcana for the ring and the sword that Cho'Gath had.
24 for the ring,
Okay.
25 for the sword.
Like
Okay, so the ring, while it's not an ongriel or solongriel, it is crafted with the one power. Same with his sword.
Yeah,
So
so
you determine it by touching it, provided it's attuned to your gender's power.
for songrills or for just anything.
Oh, you're right. Just ongriel, yeah.
looking at Leoman's sword that Avienda gives Rand. When he sees it, the blade is untouched by time, but the handle
Yeah.
was
Well-
slightly corroded and worn.
Yeah, that's right. Because
He has to do a new handle.
yeah, well, it's partially because it's full of jewels
Yeah.
and unfunctional for combat.
This one is functional for combat. It's not full of jewels or anything, but none of it is age worn at all.
So
It's still razor sharp, even.
So yeah, like if I see him like flailing around with it, I'll inform him that.
Starts bashing it against rocks.
It's
Gotta
power
test the
rod.
sword.
Right. What does that mean?
So it's a +2 power rod longsword.
So it's attack and damage in this
yeah,
case, right?
+2 to attack and damage. Let me see if there's anything else.
Do I have to go on the whole spiel?
Yes.
What was it? It's a power rod sword, Cho'Gath,
It was
made
during
by
the
Aes
War
Sedai.
of Power, the Aes Sedai used the one power to forge unbreakable.
Before swearing to never do it again. They may have become lost to time, but age alone will never destroy them.
Yeah, so it's +2 to all attacks and damage rolls with the sword.
So now you do even more damage.
Nice. And I can cut through anything.
Yeah, like spaceship doors.
Yeah.
Children.
He already did that,
He has not once cut through a child.
that you know of.
What
until
about
now?
What about with his rapier sharp wit? Has he cut down many a person and a child?
Yes. He's also left a wake of suicides behind him too, from all the people who had hurt feelings because of that wit. He's a wanted man in 7 states.
Words are violence, Brandon.
I thought you were going to say all the
Countries.
women that had fallen for him and knew they could never have him.
All right, that's all that you guys are able to get out of this room.
I'll get the rest. Just kidding.
Oh, as I say, it does give rules, but
If you wanna
the
keep
ceiling
searching.
starts to collapse.
I'll block it with my power up sword.
Why block it when you can just cut it in half?
Slice
All
it.
right, so you guys would be going out this way here. So this will lead down into 16. So it's difficult to tell what function this large room may once have served. The majority of the room has collapsed into what must have been a recessed floor, leaving a gaping dome-like ceiling of raw broken stone above and huge slabs of tumble-down rock filling the room beneath you. Another opening is just visible behind the piles of debris. You'll have to climb over heaps of giant stone to reach it. There's a dull roar, probably the rushing of water, from somewhere beyond this room.
See anything of interest?
Well, in the center of the room... Well, the center of the room is dominated by one particularly large slab of stone. The slab is balanced precariously, much like a seesaw,
Well, I'll go take a closer look at it.
and there is a hole
Can I put
that
something in the hole?
is under the slab. As when you go take a look at it, it looks like it looks like it would tilt forward. The southern half would drop into a dark opening. Then the rock would tilt back, hiding the hole. As you can see, the area where the slab would go down to shoot someone down into that, though.
Well, what do you think?
You also can hear very weakly the sounds of a something moving around down there.
It's probably the dark one.
Do we see any light?
There's no light coming out of it. As you can put pressure on the stone. It'll take a couple of you guys to get it to tilt down and drop a torch or shine a torch down there.
Yeah, let me throw a torch down there.
Okay. So what you see
Crocodile.
down there is a Trolloc.
So we drop a torch down there, and he's like, "What?"
It looks to be wounded and crazed with hunger.
So it fell down.
Yeah, you guys can gather that they probably passed here and it fell in.
Bad luck for you, friend. Let's continue on our way.
You're not going to jump down there and down thrust him?
No. No. I like the idea of him starving to death better.
Wouldn't it have happened to have found the artifice of brazen down there?
Got any Tarangriels down there?
Oh?
Yeah, I got this.
So how do you want to attempt to cross this? As if you guys get on it, then it's going to tilt down and try and drop you down. So it'd be a reflex
We'll just go around it.
or a balance.
How big's the hole? Seal it up with air.
15 feet.
I think I still got some weaves for that. And, for the most part, the rock is, when it's not tilting down, is kind of above it.
So yeah, when it's not tilted down, the rock is flat. So if you could, basically, if you could just get it to stay where it's at, you guys would be able to cross.
I was just going to harden air around the hole, or
Oh.
over, the entire hole.
So the hole is covered by the rock except for the very edges, where you're able to kind of see down into it.
Well, I mean, the rock would get a reflex save to see if it gets held by my hardened air, but
Yeah, that
I
doesn't
would just,
happen. You're
create-
just gonna,
just
Okay.
seal up the hole. What was it? You said 15?
yeah, 15 feet.
All right. Let's see if I got it. Dink. There we go. And I'll tie that off. Hopefully it's airtight, so now he's going to suffocate down there, too. Should I start like a fire down there too?
There already is a fire down there.
Oh, the torch.
Yeah.
What is that?
So that'll burn up the oxygen.
Wow, good firestorm.
All right, so as you guys are crossing the Trolloc in Broken
Common.
starts to beg for help, telling you that it's willing to
It got these
help
cheeseburgers.
you if you can get it out.
Well, I'm not interested in what that troll can.
Yeah, I'll call down. The only help you'll get from us is the pointy end of our swords.
Okay. Yeah, it just continues as you guys leave, if that's what you're gonna do, to call out to help a dying animal in need.
It's
No.
worse than an animal. Far worse.
I'm part human too, which makes you guys monsters. All right, so looks like it's gonna take you into another corridor where you'll go up some stairs, and the sound is even louder coming from up ahead. So if the sound of rushing water was loud before, it's deafening here. Nearly 1/3 of the room is submerged in a rapidly flowing torrent, and the air is damp with mist. The water flows from a gaping hole in the eastern wall of the room, where some shift in the ground above must have torn away the foundation. At the far side of the room, half submerged, is a dark opening. The keystone of its vaulted ceiling fractured but still intact. The water rushes out through this passageway.
So we probably want to go to the other northern passage rather than deal with the water.
Let's swim it.
So, Falk and Rafe, you can also do search and track checks. Falk.
23.
Rafe.
20.
So, you find numerous tracks all over the dry area of the room, leading in and out of both dry doorways and clustering near the edge of the water. Waves lapping have obscured all tracks at the water's actual edge, making it impossible to tell if any tracks led directly into the water, though.
Suppose we can check the north passage
Well, how
first.
deep is the water? I'll check on that. How deep is it?
The water is pretty deep.
Okay.
It's moving in a way that if you shove something into it, the current sweeps it away before it hits ground.
So the current is going away from us?
Is going down the hallway, so down towards 17A, B, and C.
Okay. So
The two dry points are the way that you just came. The only other one would be leading over to 14.
right.
And then there's a bunch of tracks standing at the water.
Oh, well, I know water scares trolls. What do you guys want to do? We could stick with dry until we exhaust it. If we still haven't found what we're looking for, we can come back here.
My recent interactions with water, I'd prefer to stay out of it
Folks
as long as I can. I don't swim too well.
Sweating bullets. Arrows?
Crossbow bolts?
Well, they still have bullets, right? It's from like sling.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd be sweating them, though. I don't know why we sweat bullets in the modern era. What is that even supposed to mean?
I guess just a big
Because sweat's
bead of sweat.
coming off you so fast.
It's like a machine gun.
So did you guys want to go...
We're going to go to 14.
Okay. So the stairs there will take you down into 14. As this large room has suffered badly from the centuries of burial beneath the swampy ruins, the walls are deeply fractured, looking as if they might collapse if given a push. The ceiling sags deeply, almost enough to obscure the far end of the room. The floor, likewise, dips deeply in the center, dropping perhaps 10 feet. The bottom is a lake of fetid water with trails of slimy black algae on the oily surface. A large man-like form lies face down in the water, faintly acrid smell hangs about the chamber. From a dark opening near the far end of the room comes a dull roar. Well, sorry.
No.
So behind you is the dull roar.
So it's a dead Trolloc there?
Or they dragged some guy up here to leave him dead in a pool of water.
Well, it's good. We could use him as a raft.
Yes, that is a dead Trolloc.
How does it look like he died? From drowning?
Heart attack.
It's difficult to tell from here.
Diabetes.
If only Fenrith were here to tell us.
But wouldn't he just pronounce him dead?
Yes, he's famously bad at it.
You can tell that it would be pretty difficult to get across this this room.
Why?
The floor is uneven and slimy.
Oh, okay. Well, we have a decision to make.
Which causes you more anxiety.
Well, I'm a little curious as to how the Trolloc died.
But we have evidence that whatever it is can kill something.
Yeah.
The size of a Trolloc.
Yeah.
Well, most of them have been dead from snake bites and the like.
Well, a snake can't hit my AC, so I'm not worried about it.
There's
good
no
for
way
you.
a snake can hit my eggs.
Well, let's just take our chances.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see how deep the water is. Kind of test it as we...
Yeah, I'll offer to take the lead through this one
Okay.
instead of, well, I guess it was Cho'Gath, but
But because the snake can't hit his AC, that's not fair.
that's true.
What is your AC?
24.
Nice.
It's bad player design if the enemies can't hit them.
Well, there's always a 20.
That's
Or all the snakes could gather around and assist
Grapple?
each
And
other.
Each other, yeah.
Or a grapple. I'm liking his idea. Well, like, depending on the size of the snake, grappling is very, feasible.
Yeah.
But if it's like a bunch of pit vipers, is what I'm picturing. I'm picturing just a giant ball of snakes that descend on them.
Form
Okay,
up.
so you're going to step in.
Cautiously, I will do the tried and true method of determining the ground in front of me with a stick and
Okay.
a club.
Step in with great abandon.
So when you get in, you'll do a balance.
Okay.
Just get running and like belly slide.
Yeah.
Do you think we get enough momentum to get up the other side?
Man, Adina's clothes are going to be all messed
Try it.
up. I don't like this place.
Well, if you think about it,
Dark
Wraith?
one's on that.
from about the belly
18.
down is covered in mud.
All right, so you keep your
I'm
footing,
soaked with
but
disgusting
after you
water.
take a couple
Mingling
steps
with your
in,
blood.
Yes.
when you breathe in, your lungs start to burn. You'll need to do a fortitude save.
Most likely your wounds will turn gangrenous.
13.
Yeah.
So you'll take 1 point of constitution damage.
Oh, excellent. That's my best stat. I think 7 brings it to a -2.
Poison gas.
So I'll put my arm up with my fingers split. The air is bad this way. Coughing
All right.
between words.
Are you going to continue in, or
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
you want to turn back?
I'll turn back.
Okay.
Uh,
So you can assume that's what killed the Trolloc.
Brings me down to 13 hit points.
So I'll glance over to Dina and say, "Can you move the bad air out of this room?"
no, Falk, I can't.
Okay. Guess we'll have to go back.
I just figured if she can create a flood, she could create a breeze.
So what are the symptoms?
So in a minute, well, I'll have you go ahead and do it now. Go ahead and do another fort save.
Got it. Natural 20.
20? Okay. Yeah, you're good. So
Yeah, I think Harness the Winds is cloud dancing.
So just like throwing up,
Let's see.
nausea.
I could, if I had the stuff, I could probably easily propel a boat. I think that's enough to clear out room.
Yeah.
One more dang feat I need. Level us up, John. Level up.
Right now, so you can use her new powers.
I don't know if I get a feat next level.
That's level 7, right?
Yeah.
Nobody does.
We haven't leveled up
I
since
do.
April.
Think
I
you
can
haven't,
yellow
Marty?
eyes next
Barely
level.
played since April.
That's true.
Still, John, it's been since April.
We have two 21-day gaps of no play.
I tried going through some of our backlog of stuff that needs editing, but it's got the video and I got them damn mutton chops going.
Oh, yeah.
I can't watch myself when I my little damn egghead and mutton chop no chin. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It is going to be interesting when we go back to
Do
video
you have
and
an
none of us
index
looks.
in that guide for the player's book?
You want an index, you say?
Yeah,
What do you need to know?
looking at like poisons.
Oh, it's probably in the game mastering section. Maybe. Poison 231.
What time is it? I wonder if I send it up as Pacific time.
Probably did. The heart of one such as you could never leave the.
Rate of 1 per day.
Either that or maybe I just forgot to set daylight savings
Is
time
that
on
when
it.
it?
That's how the poison damage ability score damage returns.
Okay. Yeah. So that's when you'll get yours back.
We're gonna have to quit on time this time.
Well, dude, yeah. Let's stop here then. Let me mark where you're at.
I'm very tired, guys. Like Adina is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, let's do it like D&D, and we'll just set up camp here. And just...
No, but I'm telling you guys so you know, like she's looking haggard.
This has been a Death Watch production. Thank you for listening.